Good evening. We're in a live Pinpoint Doppler 12 severe weather alert tonight. It is a slow go out there at this hour as the snow continues to fall at a pretty good clip. You're looking live at Interstate 95 at Orm Street in the city of Providence. New Englanders strongly urged to stay off the road, stay inside unless absolutely necessary to travel. This is obviously the biggest snowstorm of the season so far for our area, especially for those along coastal Rhode Island and in southeastern Massachusetts. We have closings and parking bans soon to be running. They are running at the bottom of your screen, and we have full severe weather team coverage. Eyewitness News reporter Rosie Woods is talking to public works crews down in Warwick. Eyewitness News reporter Caroline Goggin is to our east in New Bedford. But first, let's get right to meteorologist TJ Del Santo, who is tracking the storm along with a special guest in the Weather Center tonight. TJ, good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, we are looking at the snow continuing to fall, moderate to heavily at times. In fact, we've had some really heavy bands of snow coming on through. Let's take a look at live Pinpoint Doppler 12 radar, and you can see where the snow is pretty much everywhere. And we're dealing with all snow right now, and we're going to continue to see this storm in the form of all snow. We are looking at a moderate band of snow up in northern Rhode Island right now, and this is likely going to continue probably right through 9-10 o'clock or so, and I think we're going to be seeing that. There we go. You see the darker shade of blue that I circled there. We get a pretty good amount of snowfall rates, maybe an inch, maybe 2 inches an hour there, and that was actually hanging out near the south coast for a good portion of the daytime today. Some of the snowfall reports, Acushnet and actually Freetown came in with 10 inches of snow. You're in double digits over there in southeastern Massachusetts. New Bedford not far behind at 8 inches. Block Island, the highest I could find from the Ocean State, 8.3. Burrowville 7, Middletown 7. TF Green, that measurement was taken at 4 p.m., 4.1 inches, but it's probably fairly accurate for the time. Live pictures from Narragansett. You see the snow continuing to fall. Earlier this afternoon, I tweeted the picture out. You could barely see across the street there. It looks like the visibility has improved. That heavier band of snow has exited the south coast. We are looking at winter storm warnings for all of Rhode Island and Bristol County, Massachusetts, but we have a blizzard warning for eastern Plymouth County, Cape Cod, and the islands over there. So we are looking at a pretty impressive storm system here in southern New England. We're seeing some wind gusts 30 to 35 miles an hour in Rhode Island. Could be looking at some wind gusts 40 to 50 miles an hour out on Cape Cod. Now, Tony Petrarca has been watching things very closely all week, and he has the latest from the Forecast Center.
Well, TJ, you and I earlier this afternoon were, watching the Doppler radar with some pretty impressive snowfall rates. In fact, at one point, we were looking at a band of snow. It was late this afternoon over the Portsmouth area. It was coming down at the rate of 2 to 4 inches per hour. That's pretty impressive. These are live pictures down in Newport. Of course, you see the reduced visibility, still snowing at a pretty good clip. The gustier winds are being felt along the coastline right now between 25 and 30 miles per hour, producing wind chills close to zero and causing some blowing and drifting of the snow. We've had some weather watchers call in with their reports and, mentioning how it's been somewhat difficult to measure because the snow is blowing and drifting around. You see the reduced visibility in Providence as well. The Eyeway Bridge, moderate to at times heavy snow, and down in Oakland Beach in Warwick, the snow continues. We're thinking the moderate to heavy snow through about 9 o'clock this evening, and then thereafter we do anticipate the snow intensity to be winding down, but no surprise, our threat tracker high through at least the midnight hours before things get back on track for Sunday and Monday. So here's the breakdown as far as steady snow, heavy snow now through about 9 o'clock. Now it'll continue to snow beyond 9, but it should let up at least in intensity. The snow ending around midnight completely in Rhode Island, but it will last for a few more hours beyond that in southeastern Massachusetts, and blowing and drifting of the snow will continue to be an issue throughout the overnight hours. So how much in your driveway? Now, a majority of this, about say 70% of it, has fallen already. We still have several more inches of snow to go, but based on the latest radar trends and what has fallen so far, most of Rhode Island in that 7 to 11 inch rain, though there may still be some isolated higher amounts near the South Shore, and still going with the higher snowfall totals across southeastern Mass, anywhere from 11 to 16. And that's pretty much on track, considering we've already seen reports of snowfall in southeastern Massachusetts. Was it Acushnet, TJ? Up to 10,
Yep.
Yeah, up to 10 inches of snow already. So that 11 to 16 forecast should verify well. But now through about 9, 10 o'clock, still some moderate to heavy snow, some gusty winds, so not quite out of the woods yet. And we can all attest driving in here that, you know, the road crews are doing their best. They've been plowing, but it's certainly not good travel.
All right, we will see you both. Thanks to you both, but we'll see you back here in just a few minutes. You can count on the Pinpoint weather team for continuing coverage of the severe weather alert. As mentioned, TJ and Tony will be back in just a few as we continue to track this January snowstorm, plus get the latest information sent straight to your mobile device by downloading the Pinpoint weather app. Photos and video, they have been coming into us from across southern New England all day. This is time-lapse video of one of our photographers shot with a mounted camera as he made his way into Providence. As you can see, tough surfaces. Please continue to take it easy and stay safe. As always, we'd love to see your own photos and videos. As long as it's safe to do so, email them to reportit@WPRI.com or upload them using the reported function on our Eyewitness News app. You might see your work right here on the air. We continue our severe weather alert team coverage tonight. Several inches of snow already on the ground. More will fall over the next few hours before winding down tonight. As mentioned, southeastern Massachusetts really taking this storm on the chin. This video out of New Bedford shot a short time ago, and that is where we find Eyewitness News reporter Caroline Goggin live tonight with the Mobile Newsroom. Caroline, how's it going out there?
Jared, this snow is coming down hard tonight in New Bedford. I measured it at around 4:45 this afternoon. We had about 8 inches on the ground or so. Let's give it a measure tonight at this time. It looks like we have about 8.5, 9 inches on the ground tonight. Now, right behind me is Route 18. As you can see, cars have been coming back and forth on this roadway. We made the trip out here tonight to New Bedford, and let me tell you, it was no easy commute.
From the inside of your warm home or your heated car, it looks like a winter wonderland. But behind the wheel, a different story, plagued by dangerous conditions. A normal trip from our station in East Providence to New Bedford typically takes about 40 minutes. Today, our trip on 195 East took close to 2 hours. Well, if you get off the highway and come here on South Main Street in Fall River, the roads don't look much better. Take a look at this. South Main Street is completely covered this afternoon. Extremely low visibility for anyone who's out here driving, making roads extremely slippery. People have been sliding all afternoon. Slippery roads and steady snowfall. We left our cameras rolling outside this CVS in Fall River. As you can see, in just 5 minutes, our windshield was completely coated. Consider that just a glimpse at what the rest of southern New England will look like tonight. Now, when we got here to New Bedford this afternoon, we were driving around. What I can tell you is most of the stores were closed. All of these streets were covered. There is a parking ban that went into effect at 9 o'clock this morning. It will be in effect for the next 48 hours unless officials do lift that ban. So the biggest piece of advice, as TJ and Tony both said, stay inside tonight, stay warm. But if you do happen to go outside, do your car a favor and maybe brush off some of that accumulation. Live in New Bedford tonight with the Mobile Newsroom, I'm Caroline Goggin, Eyewitness News.
All right, Caroline, thanks so much. We want to go live to the phone lines right now. The governor of Rhode Island, Gina Raimondo, joining us live on WPRI 12 tonight. Governor, good evening. Thanks for calling in tonight. Can you give us...
Yes, good evening. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much. Governor, can you give us an update on where things stand in the state's effort to get a handle on these conditions?
You know, we've got about 400 trucks out there right now plowing and sanding. I think most of the main roads are passable. Some of the side roads are not. You know, this is winter in New England, nothing we can't handle. Our plan is to have the plows out there all night long so that when we wake up in the morning that everything will be fine. But I've been out there this afternoon myself, and I've been talking to the DOT all day. You know, it's not good. If there's any way to stay home, you should stay home because it's slippery, it's icy, and we want everybody to be safe.
Governor, we had a dress rehearsal, of course, with yesterday's snowfall, not the same type of snow event. What was happening behind the scenes over the last 24 hours to make sure the state was ready for this one?
Just getting ready, you know, making sure we had enough plows and sand and salt. Luckily, we have plenty of salt this year. Treating the roads. Again, this is more of a routine snowstorm than certainly any kind of a blizzard, but we're ready. We just had to take the Newport and Jamestown bridges down to one lane because the winds are picking up. So we're going to be fine, but I would say stay home. It's a good night to watch a football game, or I'm cooking with the kids, or watch a movie. You know, don't go out. Stay safe. And when you wake up tomorrow, I expect the roads will be clear.
Sounds good as far as indoor activities go. Governor, one last thing. Does the strategy differ between the ongoing snow event and when it all stops? Is it a matter of trying to just keep up during and really attack when it ceases, or is it aggressive the whole way through?
It's aggressive the whole way through. Like you said, we have over 400 trucks on the road right now, but obviously it's easier for us to get the job done when there's no cars on the road. So that's why we'll really be able to get to work after midnight.
Governor Gina Raimondo joining us live on WPRI 12 tonight. Governor, thanks again for being with us. Really appreciate it, and stay warm.
Yeah, you too. Stay safe, stay warm.
All right, Governor Gina Raimondo there. You know, that crowd the plow or don't crowd the plow message, I should say, timeless in keeping very long working plow drivers safe and you safe. This video right here, by the way, coming into the newsroom from Warwick, Eyewitness News reporter Rosie Woods. She continues our live weather team coverage from the West Bay Mobile Newsroom and Warwick Now. Rosie.
Well, Jared, it's still very cold, very windy, and a lot of snow is still falling at this time. Most of the side streets are actually still covered at this point, but DPW crews tell me that they are on it.
Today will be a hard hit because we have everything in, including private contractors, but we have to get the snow off the roads. We worry about the budget later.
The Warwick Department of Public Works is doing everything they can to make sure residents are safe, and people are taking notice.
I mean, every time you turn around, somebody is plowing.
Leslie Hurst and Catherine Adams are South Carolina natives visiting Rhode Island this weekend. They've never seen snow quite like this before, telling me they can't believe how much keeps falling.
It snowed a lot since we got here.
Yeah.
It was just starting to snow when we got here this morning. So it's really coming down.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Not quite this heavy.
It's only going to get worse, you know.
I know.
As for the Warwick Department of Public Works, they currently have about 80 snow trucks out on the roads.
Around noontime, I have to say the weathermen were right on with the start time today. 10 o'clock it started, and we started dispatching our trucks out into the routes.
And they won't be done anytime soon.
Well, we anticipate being on all day long, keeping the roads open. Once the snow stops, that's when we'll get in there. We'll do our final cleanup, push it back from curb to curb, and then we'll call it a night, hopefully.
Now, if you start to get frustrated by some of the conditions of these roads, just keep this in mind. Those women from South Carolina tell me that in their hometowns, they don't even have plows. So if they get even the tiniest bit of snow, the entire town shuts down. Live at the Mobile Newsroom, Rosie Woods, Eyewitness News.
Rosie, thanks.